What's going on, guys? Bunks here, and today I'm going to go through a few things which I wish I knew earlier on when playing No Man's Sky. Now, a few of these things you might be thinking, nice, game changer, I'm going to be doing that from now on, and others you may be thinking, Bunks, how did it take you so damn long to figure that out? I'm sure there'll be people watching this who are on both sides of that, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get stuck in. Question of the video today is, what is the best No Man's Sky beginner tip you've got to give, or equally, what is the best beginner tip you were ever told? Let us know in the comments below. This list is in no particular order, by the way, so let's start with the terrain manipulator. So you know how you sometimes need to mine a bunch of resources, and depending on how much you need, it can be a bit of a tedious task. Well, you can speed things right up, and it legit took me well over 100 hours of playing No Man's Sky to realise that you can in fact change the size of the area you excavate from small, medium and large while mining those resources, making the process all the more quicker. And since I found that out, I just use the largest size each time. This next one didn't take me too long to figure out, but I thought I'd add it in here anyways because not everyone knows. So every time you warp to a new system, you can add, at a cost I may add, 2 new expansion slots to your exosuit. One of these slots can be found on the space station near to where you can customise your traveller's appearance, and of course the other one can be found on the anomaly in the back room where you can buy upgrades for various aspects of the game. The further you get into expanding your exosuit, the more a new slot will cost, but it's definitely worth it, so you can of course carry more things and more importantly, add more technology modules to your exosuit. Whilst you're here folks, I'd appreciate it if you could hit those like and subscribe buttons if you haven't done so already. Right, back to it. On the subject of technology modules, this brings me on to my next item which I wish I knew earlier. And that is the fact that the placement of your technology modules really does matter, and this is applicable to anywhere where you can have these modules. So for example, your starship, your exosuit, multi-tool, etc, etc. You will notice when you place your modules that belong to the same family next to each other, they will be surrounded by a coloured border, and that means they're benefiting from an extra bonus. So for example, you can increase the range of your hyperdrive, increase the damage output of your multi-tool, or increase the efficiency of your exosuit's jetpack. All of them are worth doing. Any of these tech upgrades can be purchased on any space station from each of the vendors on the same side as you change your character's appearance, and they will cost you a certain amount of nanites each. The higher class the upgrade, the more nanites of course it costs to purchase it. And if you're struggling for nanites, don't worry, I've got more on that later in this video. I would highly recommend upgrading your technology modules to S-Class as soon as you possibly can, because you'll get all sorts of rewards ranging from the ones I just mentioned to increase money from scanning, more on that in just a moment, and many more things. It really is a game changer arranging these technology modules together to get those extra bonuses and multipliers. So early on in the game, before you get any sort of exocraft, moving around on planets can seem a bit slow, and the thought of travelling over 1,000 U on foot can seem like a bit of a grind. It wasn't until I saw a YouTube video showing the player moving around much quicker than I was on foot before I realised I was of course doing it all wrong. So what you can do to speed up your movement across the planet is you can do sprint, melee, and then immediately hit your jetpack button afterwards and travel much further in the same amount of time. I now use this when moving around on foot all the time, and it just saves so much time. On a bonus point, do a scan, and if you see a blue leaf pop up, this will give you a short lasting jetpack boost, so if you use that combined with the sprint melee jetpack jump, you travel even further in one go. How great is that? So, early on in the game, you probably want to figure out easy ways to make yourself loads of money so you can buy ships, freighters and all sorts of things which take your fancy, but you don't know exactly how to get that money quickly. Well, in this case, I highly suggest you upgrade your scanner on your multi-tool because it'll increase the rewards you get from scanning flora and fauna by thousands of %. You'll see in this clip that I'm scanning using one of my upgraded multi-tools, and I'm getting around 200,000 units per scan for creatures on this planet. Now that value does vary depending on how rare said creature is. I do get scans which are worth upwards of 350,000 units on a very regular basis, So you could be a multimillionaire just by visiting one planet if you get the S-Class upgrades for your scanner and scanning all of the creatures along with some of the fauna. You will also notice in this clip that I switch out to my multi-tool without any upgrades on it and get a pretty pathetic 1000 units for scanning the creature on the same planet. And that, folks, is why you should upgrade your scanner as soon as you possibly can. To do that, again, all you have to do is visit the multi-tool NPC on any space station and look for any S-Class scanner upgrades. Once you've got a couple of these, you'll be raking in the units anytime you scan any plants or creatures on any planet. Back to discoveries now. So once you've upgraded your scanner and scanned many things, the next thing I wish I knew earlier in the game is that you should upload all of these discoveries. Why? Because each upload will give you nanites and you can rack up thousands of nanites by spending a short amount of time uploading all of your discoveries. So that's more money and more nanites in no time at all. And of course, with more nanites, that means you can get yourself better tech upgrades. A second note on this, if you discover all creatures on a single planet, you can of course get a nice reward of at least an extra 1000 nanites, sometimes ranging up to 3000 nanites depending on how many creatures there are on that planet. Of course, the more creatures there are, the more nanites you're going to get, so it's worth spending a bit of time looking for them all. If you open up the Discoveries tab in the menu, it does tell you how rare the creatures are, where you can find them and when they're active. This screen will also show you the amount of nanites you can get for finding them all and then uploading them all. Some planets have only a few creatures, so it's definitely worth finding them all for a cheeky nanite bonus. Don't forget, folks, please leave a comment below about what is the best No Man's Sky beginner tip you've got, or equally, what is the best No Man's Sky beginner tip you were ever told. And that, folks, is a list of a few things I wish I knew earlier on in No Man's Sky. I hope some of these are new to you all as well, so you can get to using them right away. As always, if you found this video useful, please hit those like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss out on any of my future No Man's Sky videos. Thanks for watching and catch you next time.